Hello, everyone, and welcome to the iSpring Solutions webinar series, where every week we talk about e-learning trends, share iSpring tips and tricks, and cover clients' cases. My name is Paulina. I'm the community manager at iSpring, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. And today we will be talking about how to build a course for Moodle LMS with iSpring in just 5 minutes. And hopefully you will leave this webinar armed with another great solution to build content for Moodle fast, easy, and affordably. And to cover this topic, I have invited my colleague from Technical Support Department, Arina Vass.
Perfect. So let's get started. Hi, everyone. My name is Irina. I am the technical support engineer at iSpring, and I will be presenting for you today. Hopefully, you will leave this webinar armed with another great solution to build courses for Moodle LMS. So without further ado, let's get going. We all know that online education has become a huge part of our life during the last 6 months, and has truly changed the familiar workflow for all teachers, professors, and everyone involved in education. Even if you never thought of or considered distance training as a way of teaching, every school and university is now searching for a way to deliver lectures online quickly, easily, and affordably. We understand that transferring lectures to an online format can be a challenging and time-consuming process. Okay, so in this case, what are our options? Well, first, we need a platform to manage our training. And in this case, Moodle LMS comes in very handy. The great thing about this LMS is that you can build courses right inside of it. Sounds like a complete set, doesn't it? It's possible to create content in Moodle, but when our customers create courses in Moodle LMS, they experience some inconveniences. First of all, it takes time to find out how to build content in Moodle LMS. And secondly, the courses may not look the way you want. Nevertheless, if you are interested to know how to build content in Moodle, we have an article on our website, and we will be happy to share it in chat. However, we assume that if you're here today, you're open to checking out other solutions for course creation, and we do have one that we'd like to cover today. So let me introduce to you today's plan. So today we will introduce a solution to put your training materials online with a lot less effort. Then we will turn static documents into an interactive article with self-check quizzes. Next, we will upload your training module to Moodle. And last but not least, we will enhance your content with free online resources. And to achieve this goal, we will use iSpring Page, which is an online course builder that costs less than your favorite streaming service and has no learning curve at all. First, I will show you what I created with iSpring Page. Let me close this presentation. And as an example, I used a compliance course on a vital topic, fire safety. Our course is an interactive article with an outline that users can click through to go to different parts of the course, the same way like I'm demonstrating now. So as you can see, I'm clicking on the chapters on the left and go to different sections. So the text in the article looks very clear and easy to read as it has proper headings, extracts, and lists. And in this chapter, you can find an interactive YouTube video. You can click on it and view right on the page of the article. Let's see what else we have here. So in this chapter, there is an image. And now let me show you something interesting on the very last page. Let me go to this page. And it is a self-check assessment. which your users can take to make sure they remember the material well. So if you'd like to create an article like this, you will need to get an iSpring page account. And you can sign up for a free trial on our website here. Paulina will share a link in the chat to this page in a second. Your account will be available online, so you will only need to log in and start working on your projects right in the browser. Okay, we are logged into my account now. What do we see here? Once you log in, you will find yourself in the list of all materials. Here you can find all of the courses that you created in the account. If you'd like to manage this list, you can unite courses into projects. You can find the list of projects on the left here. Projects are like folders. They contain courses that refer to a particular topic. Okay, we've talked about the content, and now let's talk about users. Several people can work in the account. And the number of users that can work in one account depends on the subscription plan. As an account owner, you will be able to manage your team after you click here in the bottom left corner. You will need to click on the name and the new window will open. So as you can see, I have one author added in the account, and at the bottom of the window, you can see your subscription plan. So my account allows to add 2 more users. And if I'd like to add more authors, I will need to put the email address of my colleague in the field on top of the window and then hit invite. And this person will immediately receive a link to join the account and start working. So that's it about the interface. And now let's move on and actually try to turn a plain Word document into an interactive course on fire safety topic. If you already have all the contents, it will literally take 5 minutes to build the course. So first, I will open the original text in a Word document. As you can see, it does not look good at all. It looks like it was copied from different sources, it's too long, and it's hard to read. I'm sure that students will not have any motivation to read it. I personally would not like to take a training like this. And now let me show you how to go from this to a great looking course that we are sure your students will love. Also, I've already prepared a folder with the images that I got from the free website Unsplash, where you can get copyright-free images. And I will use these images in my article. Let me show you the folder. So I have it here. And also, I have a link to a YouTube video that I will use to build my course. And at the end of this webinar, I will show you other places where you can find images for your courses. Actually, we will share a list of links after the webinar with the websites where you can get copyright-free images. Well, I think that's it. I prepared everything I need, and now I'm ready to go to iSpring page and build an article. So let's go back to the browser and then create a new project. So to create a new project, I will click plus here on the left and type in the name of my project. It's going to be compliance training. Then I can click done. So when you're in the project, you will need to create a new article. And to open the article editor, I will click create here and then click page. So after a couple of seconds, you will find yourself in the article editor. And now let's build an article together. So let me make some adjustments here and let's get started. So first we will work on the introduction page. And I will need to add the title for the whole course. It's going to be fire safety. Then I'm going to copy and paste the description. When it's done, I'm going to add a cover image. And to add it, I will need to click Add Cover Image here, and then go to a folder where I have all the resources for my project. One second. All right, so I will click Add Cover Image again and find my pictures. That's it. So I think this image will work the best for the cover image. So I will double click it and it will automatically appear in my article. So if you want to apply some settings to how your image looks, you can click Preferences. Here you can change the contrast or the overlay color. I will make my image darker to make sure that it's easy to read the text of the title. I think it looks much better now, so I can click Done. All right, we are done with the introduction and we can move on and create the first chapter. To do this, I'm going to click plus, and that is add a chapter button. So I will click it, and I will need to add text for the second chapter, the same as I did for the introduction. So our first chapter is going to be called Step 1, Analyze the Situation. And now I'm going to copy the text. So as you can see, when I'm pasting the text, it no longer has the style it had in the Word document. It automatically adjusts to the settings of the iSpring page article and looks great. So here we have a statement. So I'm going to select it. And once you select the text, you will see some options that you can apply to your text. And I'm going to click quote, and to make sure that it is very easy to read and students will immediately see it. And here I have a list of what I need to look at if I notice the fire in the office. So this is a list, so I am pressing enter to bring each statement on a new line. And when it's done, I'm going to select the text and click bullet list this time. So now I have the bullets next to the list. And also, I am going to add a YouTube video to this chapter. To do this, I'm going to press enter on my keyboard. And once you do this, you will see the plus button. If you click it, you will see several things you can add to your article. That can be a list, which looks almost the same like this one. It can be an image, a video that we are going to use now, an embed code, a statement, or an exercise. And exercise is a self-check assessment that I mentioned, and I'll show you how to create it later. So for this chapter, we will need an image. I'm going to click here. Sorry, for this chapter, we will need a video. So I'm going to copy the YouTube link first that I have in my document. Click plus and then click video. I will need to paste the link, wait for a couple of seconds, and the video will appear right on the page of my article. So we are done with step 1, and now let's move on to step 2. To create step 2, I will need to click add chapter again and copy the text, the same as I did for chapter 1. And this one is going to be call 911. Let's copy the text for this chapter. So here we have a statement. I'm going to select it and click quote. Then I'm going to select the tell a dispatcher phrase and make it bold because it's a heading. And this is a list of what we need to say to a dispatcher when we call 911. So I'm going to select this text, and this time I will click ordered list. So now I can see, now I can clearly see 4 points that I need to tell. All right, step 2 is done, and now let's create step 3. I will click plus and copy the text. This one will be called take measures. Let's copy the text. And I don't have a lot of text for this chapter, so I'm going to add an image. To add an image, I will press enter, click on the plus, click image, and add this picture. You can change the position of the picture on a page like this. So I think the second option looks the best for this chapter. So that's it about step 3. Now let's add step 4. I will hit plus again and copy the text for step 4. This one is going to be called leave the building. And in this text, we have two very important warnings for our employees, and we need to make sure that they can see them. So I'm going to bring this word which says remember to a new line, and also the word warning. Let's select remember and click heading this time to make it even larger. Then select warning and make it heading and make it a heading too. All right, now let's select the text and click quote. I think that's not that now it is very clear on on what we need to look at in this chapter. So that's it, and let's add step 5. I am going to hit plus and copy the text. It's going to be do a head count. I will select the text. And again, we don't have a lot of text for this one too. So I will press enter and add one more image. All right. So I think we are done with the steps and we have 2 more pages to go. I will create a new chapter by clicking plus and copy the name. It's going to be called How to Handle Fire in an Office. That is going to be one of the most interesting chapters to create because it won't look very obvious on how we created that, but it will look great in the end when we finish it. So let's start working on it. First, I will add a description, and then I'm going to add the types of fire extinguishers that we can find in the office. The first one is going to be powder fire extinguisher. I will select the text and make it bold. And then I will need to add an image. I will press enter, click plus, click image, and add a picture. I will align it to the left, and then I will need to add text for this one. All right, so we have 2 statements here. I will select it and click bullet list. Now we can clearly see what we need to use this one for and what we don't use this for. Let's press enter a couple of times to go to a new line until we see the plus, and then click plus. So don't worry if I'm going too fast for you. So you will have a recording and you will also have all the pictures and the text I'm using. So you will be able to practice at your own pace. And I will keep going. So I will add the name of the next fire extinguisher, and that's going to be carbon dioxide fire extinguisher. I will make this part bold and press plus again. Then image and add the second picture. Let's move it to the left and copy the text. Okay, I can select those statements and then click bullet list again. And we have one more part to go. We will do it the same way as we did the first 2. I will need to add the title. I think it's the wrong place. 1 second. Yes, it should be here. Then I will make it bold. Press enter on my keyboard, click plus, go to image, and add this picture. Then I will move it to the left and add the text. Again, I will need to select this text and make it a bullet list. Perfect. We are done with the chapter on how to handle fire in an office. And we have one more chapter, and that is going to be a chapter with an assessment. To add it, I will click plus again. And now I will call it check yourself. So I will copy that here. Then I'm not going to add any description here, so I will just click on the text. I will click plus, and then go to exercise. And once you do this, you will find yourself in the quiz editor. So here you can add multiple choice question, multiple response question, and type in question. We have three question types available. And you can add several questions to one quiz. In our case, it's going to be 3 questions. And all of them are going to be multiple choice ones. Then you can add text for the question, text for the answers, and also edit the feedback message. If you need to, you can add a picture for your quiz. And also in the bottom left corner, there is a settings button. So if you click it, you will be able to shuffle answers or show correct answers or hide them. I think I will go for default settings and then click back. All right, now let's create our quiz. So the question text will be just a step. So we will add step 1 and then copy the text. So this is going to be the correct answer, which says look around and analyze the situation. Then we will have run to the hall and waste time while collecting your belongings. So I think step 1 is done. We have the correct answer selected here, and we can add one more question. To add a new question, you will need to click Add New here, and then click Multiple Choice. Again, I will need to copy the text. Then I will copy the text for the answers. All right, and the last one. So answer number 3 is the correct one, so I will select it here in this column which says correct. And let's add one more question. I will click Add New and click Multiple Choice. The same thing, just copy the text, paste it here, then this question, and this one. So we are done with the quiz and we can click Done. So now we've added all the information, images, and videos to the article that we need. And it's time to make sure that the design of the article fits the topic and also set up navigation rules. To do that, I'm going to click Edit here. So once you click Edit, you will see 2 tabs. The first one says Theme, and here you can set up the color scheme and also the fonts. I'm going to add a custom color, so I will click here where it says Custom, and then select red color. I think red works the best for the course and fire safety. So I can click Done, scroll it down, and select a pair of matching fonts. I think this one and this one will work. So now let's go back to the top of the page, and this time I will click Navigation. In the Navigation tab, you can select 2 types of navigation in the course. The first one is free. It means that your users can click on any chapter and read chapters in any order so they can practice on their own pace. But I'm creating a serious course on a topic fire safety, so I will definitely select restricted navigation to make sure that my students don't skip anything important. So I think that's done, and we can click close and go back to the course. And before we move on to the next part of the webinar, I'm going to preview the course to see how it looks. So you will need to click preview here and wait for a couple of seconds. So this is an article we created. Let's quickly look through it. So step 1 with the bullet list and the YouTube video, I can click on it and watch it right on the page of the article. Then I can click continue and go to a step which is called 911. Then I will go to step 3 with an image, Step 4 with the very important statements. Step 5 with another picture. The slide about fire extinguishers. I think I like this one the most. And also the slide with the quiz. Let's quickly take a quiz together. So I will select the correct answer and hit submit. And the last one. All right, so that's it. And before we close the preview mode, I also want to mention that courses created with iSpring Page are fully compatible with all modern mobile devices. So your users can view them on a tablet or on their mobile phone, and you don't have to worry about creating several versions to make sure that it works on all of the devices. And actually, in preview mode, you can check how your course will look on other devices. Here on top of the page, you will see the list of devices, and you can click on them to see how your course will work on a tablet. So let's go back to this slide. Then you can click and see how it looks in the horizontal mode on a tablet, then in the vertical mode on the mobile phone, and also horizontal mode here. So let's go back to desktop view, and that's it. So I'm very happy with how my article turned out. And as you can see, we've spent very little time to build it. Now I'm sure that my students will study this course. However, what if there are several people working on the course and you need to, for example, show your work to somebody for review or approval? And there is an option for that. You can get a shareable link and then send it to your colleagues. The great part is that you will be able to share courses with multiple people without having to extend your subscription. So even if your users are not registered to the account, they will be able to view the course you are working on. And to get the shareable link, you will need to click Share while you are in preview mode. So Share is here. Let's click on that. And here you can enable or disable sharing via link. So if in the future you decide to restrict access to the course via this link, you can just switch it off and it won't open via this link. But I will turn sharing on again and copy the link. Once you click it, the link will be automatically copied and you can send it via email or in the work chat, and your colleagues will be able to view the course you're working at. So, okay, that's done. And now let's move on to the most exciting part and see a course that we created in action. Today, I'm going to export it to SCORM 1.2 and then upload to a demo account of the Moodle LMS. First, we will need to export the course from iSpring page. To do this, I will have to go back to editing mode. To do it, I will click Edit. And when I'm back in editing mode, I will need to click Export. It's here in the top right corner. For Moodle LMS, you will need to select SCORM 1.2 as this is the one it supports. However, we also have an option to export your course to SCORM 2004 or even Experience API format. So if you're using another LMS, not Moodle, you can definitely use other formats. But in my case, it's going to be SCORM 1.2. I will select it and then click Export. In the output, I will get a zip file and I will have to wait for a couple of seconds for it to download. So this zip file is going to be your SCORM course that you need to upload to your system. So first, before we upload it to Moodle, let me quickly copy it to my desktop so that I can quickly find it. Give me just 1 second. All right, so I'm sorry for wait. So let's keep going. I've just copied the course. So now let's go to Moodle LMS and finally upload the course. So I'm using the Moodle demo account as I don't have the real Moodle account. but it works the same as Moodle LMS. So I'm going to edit here, and to add a course, I will need to turn editing mode in Moodle. So I'm sure that if you're using Moodle, you know that. So I will click on the gear here and then click turn editing on. So now let's add a SCORM course. To add a course, I will click add an activity or resource. And then I will select SCORM package from the list. Now I will need to fill in the name and the description. So it's going to be called fire safety, and I will copy the description. Next, I will need to click here to add my course. Then I will click upload a file, then choose file. And now I'm going to upload a zip package I've just created. It's this one. Let's click upload this file and wait for a couple of seconds. I think that's it. We've added the course, and we can go ahead and click save and display. I will select normal mode here and click enter. So here is our course in Moodle LMS. Let's look at it one more time. I will just scroll through the chapters so that you can see how they look in Moodle. This is step 5. And finally, the slide with the fire extinguishers, and finally the quiz. So please note that this quiz is a self-check one, so it won't send any statistics to Moodle LMS. So it's just for your students to make sure they remember the material well. So wonderful, I think we are done. We've created a course, we've exported it to SCORM format and uploaded to Moodle LMS. But that's not all. We have one more part to cover. And that is a question that I think you're all asking. How much does iSpring page cost? So let me go back to my presentation. And on the screen, you can see pricing options. The subscription for one user for a year is only $97 or only $8 a month. And if you have more questions regarding prices, please submit them in the chat, and my colleagues from the sales team will be happy to get back to you after the webinar. So that's it on pricing. If you're ready to sign up for a free trial, that's good for 14 days. My colleague Paulina will share a link in the chat again. So let me show you the website one more time. So once you open this link that my colleague Paulina will send, you will need to click try for free, enter your email address, and you will be able to get started with iSpring. And now it's time for the bonus part that we promised in the beginning. As you remember, I used some images in my course, and now I will be happy to share some of the websites that I personally like to use to get pictures for my projects. Here are some of them. So on websites like Unsplash and Pexels, you can see them here, you can find the images of real people, real objects, very beautiful images of the nature, and they are all copyright free, and you can use them in your courses. On the websites like Flaticon and Icon Finder, you can find PNG and vector icons for your courses, and also these two have both icons and pictures of people and other things. So, all right, I think we are done. I hope this was a useful webinar. Today, we suggested that you turn your lectures into an interactive online courses in almost no time. And we introduced you to our affordable online course builder iSpring page today. Then we showed how to transfer a boring document into a professional looking article. Provided some free resources that you can use to make your courses even better. And also demonstrated how the course we created works in the Moodle LMS. I hope that iSpring page will save you time and money, and at the same time provide your students with high quality learning materials that we will encourage them to study the material. And before we move on to the Q&A session, I would like to share some contact information. So if we don't cover your question during the Q&A session, or if you have new questions after the webinar is over, you're very welcome to send us an email to support@ispring.com. Also call the number you can see on the screen. So if you have more questions, don't hesitate to contact us. We will be happy to keep in touch with you. And I think now we are ready to start the Q&A. Paulina, let me pass the mic back to you.
Sure, sure. And Arina, let's start with the first question from Gabriela. I'm not sure I understand the structure of article divided in chapters. Can you explain that structure in terms of class content and time, please?
Sure, I will definitely do this. So I will close the presentation. 1 second. Okay, and I will go back to the preview of my article. So, the thing is that iSpring page allows you to divide your text into meaningful parts and create chapters like slides that your users can click on to go to the different sections of the course. Basically, when you are creating the article, you just create chapters, and each chapter is like a separate part. So this way the information is easy to digest, and I think it's for me as a user, it's more convenient to work with the text, especially if it's the long one, when I have like the table of contents. So I think that's how it works. I hope I answered the question.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And let's move on to the next question from Elizabeth. And it's quite a long one and complex. So maybe you could look for it in the question box. But here it is. Can I have separate modules/units for a single course? For example, people might access a different unit once a week for 4 weeks. And can I add a constraint that people can't access the next course until a particular date?
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Well, I'm afraid that it's not possible to do in iSpring page because so it only allows you to restrict navigation the way that if a user hadn't looked through the whole chapter, they can't go to the next chapter. But it's not possible to set up time settings for this one. So this feature is available in iSpring Suite. And so where you can set up the timing. So it's not about the dates, but it's just like you can set up 10 minutes per one slide. And also, usually it's a feature of learning management systems. So for example, in our learning management system, iSpring Learn, you can create a learning track where you can set up the number of days for each part. So that, but in the iSpring page, it's not available.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Let's move on to the next question from Rochelle. Are you able to see which students completed the article and the self-check quiz?
Sure, you can definitely check it in your learning management system. So iSpring page is an authoring tool. It allows you to create courses. It does not have students in it. It does not have an option to add students in it. But once you upload it to Moodle, of course, in the report, you will see who completed the course based on the user account in Moodle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And Natalie is asking, if I purchase Suite and Pages in a combined package, can I make the same one course by using both platforms?
Thank you so much. Well, so when you create courses in iSpring Suite, it's a little bit different. So iSpring Suite itself allows you uh, to publish your courses to SCORM format. So everything you create in iSpring Suite can also be transferred to SCORM. But so at the moment, it's not possible to incorporate the two courses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks a lot. Hope that answers your question, Natalie. And Elizabeth is asking, in iSpring page, are the other interactive features available like hotspot or drag and drop?
I see. So in iSpring page, we don't have the hotspot, so we don't have the interactions from iSpring Suite. It's a different thing. And if you'd like to see the interactions, you will need to still use iSpring Suite. But actually, very soon we will release an update for iSpring page where we will have graded quizzes. So soon uh, you will be able to also create quizzes that can be tracked in the reports.
Thank you so much. And let's move back a couple of questions earlier from Rochelle. I guess I'm saying, can I use the article in different courses in Moodle? So I guess the same article in different content in Moodle
Oh, I
courses.
see. So once you, I hope I understand the question correctly. So once you export the article to SCORM format, you will get an independent zip archive, and you will be able to upload it to as many courses as in Moodle as you need. So it's like a file. It's a file that can be uploaded to any learning management system, not just within Moodle.
Hmm. And it can be reused, right? Like it can
Yes.
be SCORM
Mhm.
package can be generated from this article and
Yeah,
uploaded to Moodle.
exactly.
Hmm. Let's move on to the next question. So, Arena, could you please clear this up for us? What is the difference between iSpring Suite and iSpring Page?
Sure, I will definitely do this. So let me open the PowerPoint that I have here with my presentation. And now I will quickly demonstrate you what iSpring Suite is. So I've just showed you iSpring Page. It's an online tool that is available in your browser. So you don't need to install it. You can use it on any computer, including Windows or Mac. And it has articles in it, and soon it will have quizzes. But iSpring Suite is a different thing. It's a desktop application, which is a Windows-based one. So it's a PowerPoint add-in that appears as an additional tab in PowerPoint. And when you work with iSpring Suite, you will need to create a PowerPoint presentation first, and then open it in PowerPoint as usual. Then once you go to iSpring Suite, you will be able to enhance it with different interactive content. So you will be able to add audio and video narrations to your presentations. You will be able to add quizzes, dialogue simulations, and interactions. Interactions are like slides, but they have buttons to click on to make them more interesting for users. And also it will have, your presentations will get a player, which looks kind of the same like in the article in iSpring page. It will have an outline, it will have next and previous buttons. And I must say that iSpring Sphere is a tool that has more options in it than iSpring page. So it's our fully fledged solution for course creation.
Hmm. How many question types are there in the iSpring Page?
In iSpring page, only 3, and in iSpring Suite, it's 14.
Awesome, thank you. And I would like to add here that you should understand what goal you're trying to achieve, because iSpring page is great, for example, for turning existing content like any doc files that you have or lectures into an online format at almost at no time, and you saw this today. And add self-check quizzes, which will be soon graded as well. So this is something simple, nice, and put together in a good format. When iSpring Suite is a tool, a fully fledged tool that can be used for creating complete courses with interactions, with dialogue simulations, with screen recording, with quizzes, like Arena just said, that has 14 types of questions. So this is more complex solution, but still, since it's based in PowerPoint, it's extremely easy to use. However, if you still have any questions regarding this, please let us know in the comments. We will get back to you after this webinar. But now let's cover some of the questions that we still have left. And in about 5 minutes, I think we will be ready to wrap up our session. Okay, so Mona is curious. Can the course be linked to the grade book in Moodle? Do you know by any chance, Arena?
So, as far as I know, Moodle allows you to upload SCORM files. So, I mean, SCORM 1.2. So, once you upload the SCORM course to Moodle, it will automatically show the user progress on the article, but not on the quiz in the article. It's important. And so, by gradebook, do you mean the like Experience API gradebook? So, if you um, if you need to export your course to Experience API format, you will be able to set up Experience API endpoint and and add this server address of your gradebook. So if the question is like more simple and it's just about the reports, then yes. And if it's about Experience API, it's yes too.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. And Hazrul is curious. Can iSpring page create mathematics quizzes?
Well, so if it does not have an option to create like a question with the numbers, but if you just use a type in question here, so I'm showing it here, and then just add numbers like possible answers, and then your users will respond with the number, then you can probably set it up like this. And what I'm thinking now is you may add an image of some formula and then add an answer to this formula in the suitable answers section, and your users will be able to type them in and answer. But in
Mm-hmm.
iSpring Quizmaker, there is a question designed specifically for mathematical questions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So you can basically wrap up the question in a form of a picture and then provide the answer options as like A, B, C, D, right? Gabriella is asking, so we see who completed the course, but not who completed the quiz, do we?
Well, the quiz is within the course, so it's like the whole. So you will still, if you see that this person completed a course, then he or she completed the quiz.
Mm-hmm. Hope that answers your question, Gabriella. Okay, so at this point, it looks like we have covered all the questions. And I would like to thank all of you guys for coming today and spending this hopefully valuable hour with us. We will be definitely in touch with you after it. Yeah, I hope that everyone has a wonderful day and hopefully we will see you at the next webinar. Bye, everybody, and bye, Arena.
Goodbye.